All right, welcome back here. If you're just joining us, as you saw there, I have a special guest here in the house. He's an artist, rave of the moment, and I use rave there intentionally because his fans are called the Ravers. Rema is here. How are you doing?
I'm good, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah.
I want to start, honestly, with this Unilag thing because it's been very fascinating to me. Why did you decide to go back to school?
Because we learn every day, you know. I feel like there are a couple of things life can teach you, and there are a couple of things, school can teach you. The course you go for, being around youths, it's a whole new energy, it's a whole new feel, and most especially because of my mom. Yeah.
What about her? She wanted you to go back?
Yeah, for sure. Every parent wants you to finish school. No matter how successful you get, at least just have that certificate. Yeah.
But the question has always been, how are you supposed to navigate this? Because you're touring the world, you're doing albums, you're performing on stage everywhere. Where does school fit in? I mean, when ASU strike, things get called off, because at this point you still have the free time, unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly, like most decisions I make in my life, I will not say everything has a 100% plan. Sometimes I just go for it because I believe that I can do it, or however it turns out. Or sometimes I just try, at least try. Yeah, if I see it doesn't work out, I just stop. But if I see it works out, I move with it. But at least I try. That's strength,
So when school starts, you're going to figure it out somehow, is what you're saying?
I am.
What are you trying to study? What's the course?
Theatre art.
Oh, theatre arts. Oh, interesting. Well, we'll see how that goes. I mean, I saw you begging us to open school so that you can go back.
Because I can't wait, most especially because I'm in town, and I'd really like to check in with school.
Is there a reason why Unilag?
Because I live here mostly.
Okay, so it just makes sense.
So, yeah.
Because I saw some Uniben people, they were wondering why you didn't come back home today.
Yep.
How's music doing, man? I mean, you're doing amazing things. Are you surprised at where you are? For some people, it seems like a lot of things happen very quickly. In like a year, you had become Rema.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at how quickly things happened? Or you saw it coming?
I saw it coming spiritually. That's through my belief, in grace and favor. And
I mean, your name is divine.
Yeah. And the hard work I put in behind closed doors before I was unveiled. I would be lying if I say, I'm not surprised, but to an extent, I had expectations, and the only reason why I got really, really surprised is that, grace really surpassed my expectation.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And the people who think, people see that and think you're lucky. They try to tie the Maven story into it, how you were groomed and presented to the world.
Yeah.
Take us back to how this started. When did music start for you? When did you decide you were going to pursue music? Because I've seen somewhere where you said you wanted to do trap. That was your intention and all of that. But there's also a church story, I believe. When did this start, and when did you decide this was what you wanted to do?
In church.
Yeah.
Church made me decide to do music. I used to draw. I still draw, but at the point, I literally let my heart go with whatever works out, from back in the hood, you feel me? So music was working out. I was getting more ovation from music than drawing. So I was like, okay, if I spend more time on music, I guess I'll get more ovation, I'll get better at it, you feel me? It took a little bit of sacrifice because I had to pause one side of me to focus more on music. It started from Church Christ Embassy, Benin City. They supported me, gave me advice on how to, curate my music properly to match, the crowd and the word of God and stuff like that. I also headed the Rap Nation in Christ Embassy at the point in time, inspired a lot of youths and, won a lot of souls to God. I did my service. Yeah.
It's interesting to hear winning souls from Rema, but go on.
Yeah. I feel like everywhere you find yourself in this world, you just have to serve. You feel me? I served. I did my time there, and I'm grateful for where I'm at still.
Was it weird for them? Because a lot of your lyrics now are not particularly, from there. Let me not mention, but I mean, is it weird? Was that transition weird for you or for them? And how do they feel about you now?
It was weird for me, and I feel like it was weird for them. I didn't really ask much about how they felt about it, but for me it was quite weird. Most especially to my mom, because she's well known in the church. So I didn't really do much explaining. I just told her to trust me.
Yeah.
You feel me? Trust me. It's not like anything I'm singing about. It's not what people do behind closed doors. You feel me? It's just where life has drawn me towards, and I have to take the opportunity.
Yeah. Does she accept this, Rema?
Yes.
Or is still taking some convincing?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Even when she saw my tattoos, she's like, it's your decision, it's your life. But as long as you stick with the scrolls I've given you, and you don't like overdo it or like you go astray with whatever you're doing.
So you headed the Rap Nation, like you said, in church. You wanted to do trap.
Yeah.
This transition to what you do now, why did that happen, and when did that switch happen?
I was still in Benin when that switch happened, actually. A lot of people felt like, when I got, signed, I started like deviating or whatever. But no, actually, life was tough in Benin. And I'm not that guy to ask the people in church to pay me or whatever, because I'm doing God's work. As I said, I was serving, you feel me? But right there in Benin, I started going for competitions, going to bars, lounges, political rallies, just trying to get on the stage or hold a microphone to at least get sprayed some money to come back home and just feed my family, because we're going through tough times. I lost my dad, lost my brother. I needed to come through for my family. So at that point in time, I felt like that's where I started spacing out little by little until I just exiled.
Yeah.
When
did the Prince see you? What happened?
That was a huge transition, actually. I was in Benin. I got back from Ghana. I was in Benin, and it was a really boring Thursday, and I was just on IG, just scrolling around. Actually, I've done a lot of freestyles to a lot of popular songs of big artists and all, but I barely get reposted or like acknowledged. So I was like, okay, what do I do? Like, why not, instead of going for people who are like super popular in time or super hot in time, I just look for someone else, another artist, or at least that my voice can get to them. You feel me? So at that point, I just scrolled and I saw the Prince dropped a song with Davido, and I hopped in, and I called my producer at the time to make a beat, and to remake the beats, and then I just did a freestyle in my friend's car, and that was it for me.
And that was it.
And that was it. I just tagged him, and he commented, he reposted, he DM'd me, and that was it for me.
Yeah. Great stuff, man. So you've been in the industry now for how long? Officially? 3-4 years?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, March 22nd made it.
It's been a very, very intense 3 years.
Yeah.
But you also came into the industry at a time when there seemed to be an explosion of a lot of young talent, Does that inspire you to work harder, or do you feel like you're at a level where you're not competing with anyone?
Oh, I was brought up with the mentality to work hard. Like, irrespective of competition or not, just work hard. Like, that's my motto. Like, when I wake up in the morning, like, even my homies around, like, I always ginger everybody to just work.
But you have to be looking at your side and behind you sometimes and wonder, these guys are hot.
Actually, I'm actually happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy when there's competition. It pushes me to go harder. It pushes me to unlock some parts of my mind that, being peaceful or being stable cannot unlock. Sometimes pressure pushes you to be hungry, or to test yourself, you know, and that's it for me. And not just about me, but it's like an army. There's a statement I can make with my sound, and there are some statements I cannot make with my sound that someone has to make on behalf of the generation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's where other guys come in, you know. They make that statement, you know, they collab with those artists that I know that maybe I cannot work with, but they can. So they're just helping the movement indirectly. So it doesn't have to be all about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's very interesting for a lot of us to see, as much as there's a healthy, you know, rivalry amongst all of you. A lot of you are doing great, and we don't seem to see any beefs, at least visibly, that we know of. How's that happening? You know, are you guys really as close as people think? I hope you are.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes communication just makes us like question our friendship sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's understandable that everyone is busy.
Yeah.
But whenever we see each other, it's all love.
Yeah. Who would you like to work with? And I'm talking of amongst the new cats, like you guys call them.
Who would I like to work with?
That you haven't, probably.
Joe Boy.
Joe Boy.
On my leg. We actually talk, like we actually want to make it happen. It's just looking for the right song, the right beats, the right time, you know? Who else? Buju. I already work with Starboy Terry. I already work with Fireboy. I've worked with a lot of people. But yeah, I'm optimistic. There's no limitations for me. I feel like God has blessed me with the talent to sync with everybody's sound, and I'm that versatile. So.
Yeah. So you come across as very calm, and you don't necessarily talk a lot. But you also once in a while have your moments on Twitter. And I remember I don't know how recent though, but you said something about how, you know, when you started singing, people were calling your music Indian music or whatever it was. But now everybody seems to be jumping on that style. You know, what inspired you to do music the way you do? What was the inspiration? And what do you mean when you say people are jumping on it now and trying to, you know, copy, you know, the Rema style?
How it started. When I came to Maven, I was only doing trap, you know. I never really used to do Afrobeats. But the Prince put me onto Afrobeats, and you know, I started vibing to beats and stuff like that. I just started pushing myself because I didn't want to lose the opportunity. I was like, I have to bring something new to the table. So being around those OGs and learning that to make it out here, you have to bring something new to the table to join this movement. I had to search my inner self. And shout out to the producers with me at the time who are still with me. You know, we never saw a limitation. They kept pushing me to jump on the craziest beats, even some sounds that are super weird that might never come out, but I found it.
Yeah.
And everyone around me knew when I found something.
Yeah.
And it was distinctive, it was different. We questioned ourselves if the world would accept it, but we're like, we don't care, let's just go.
Yeah.
And there it went, the Rema EP. It was obvious that it's something fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on it went on from there, and nothing has ever been, how would I put it? Nothing has ever been expected. I've always surpassed everyone's limitation in terms of sound. What's next for Rema? But yeah, with those great moves with sound, I also got, you know, a lot of criticisms.
Yeah.
You know, with the manner of my delivery, my melodic balance, you know, flow, beat pattern. Those things are picked out most especially by the fans, you know, and also by me, because I know how I deliver, I know how I flow, and you know. But when I hear it, surely I will speak on it. But I'm not speaking on it from a point where I'm like, hey, why are you guys doing it now? Nah, I'm
just letting them recognize.
Yeah, not just recognize. Actually, that shows that I'm making an influence. You know, that's a good thing. I don't see it as a bad thing. It's not like me. It's not like I'm trying to come for people. I'm actually happy. You know, imagine being in the industry and you're not making any influence. Yes, you're making good music, but when you're making influence, that shows that you're a king, or you're a born king. You feel me? So yeah, that's
Plenty
it.
confidence there. Well, congratulations, you have a new project out.
Yeah.
It took you quite a while to get there for a lot of us who had been waiting for this project to come out. What inspired this, and what story are you trying to tell with this album, very quickly?
Rema Roses is a stamp to this sound. To the Afro-Rave sound that I've been standing on for 3 years. You know, it's a gesture to seal the sound for good. And as the album grows, and when I say grow, because there's going to be a deluxe, and on and on and on, it's going to grow from there. It's just to seal our movement for the 3 years.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's a push towards the rave culture. It's a mind opener. It's a breath air. It's a fresh air to Afrobeat, I would say.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's streaming everywhere. If you haven't heard it yet, Raven Roses, like you said, is streaming across platforms. Before you go, I got a lot of DMs from your fans, and they said I have to ask you this question. That is very important, and they say you must answer.
All right.
That why did you post Ira Star on your Insta stories yesterday? Because it has thrown them into speculations. So explain yourself.
What speculations?
I don't know what. I'm telling you what your fans told me to ask you.
What speculations? What speculations rather than Hard being my label mates?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, we've been close friends. But yeah, let me use this medium to even shed some light on Ira Star. Ira Star is a really talented young lady. She's an amazing person. Personality 100. You know, like whenever everywhere is dull, she's the life of the party. Like she brings the energy to the studio. She brings the energy to the party. She's the one. Like she's an awesome person. And I just feel like, you know, the internet or fame or stardom just like paints a kind of certain picture. Most especially like even me, like people who get to talk to me just realize that, oh wait, this guy is just a regular chill dude.
Yeah.
You know, but on the internet, everything seems quite serious and too perfect. But yeah, anybody I post on my story, female, male, I'm just actually appreciating that person.
So
or
basically,
knowing
you're
that
saying
person.
if you were dating someone, you are not going to see the person.
Oh no, you guys are not going
So
to
are
see
you
that
single?
person. No, because like
You're not single.
Oh, single.
Are you single?
Oh yeah, I'm single.
Oh, okay.
But if I was dating, I would not share it to the world because I've seen a lot of relationships the internet has destroyed.
Is it hard to date now?
Very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you trying?
No, I'm not trying. I tried, but I've given up.
For how long?
Quite some time.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, man. I mean, the album is crazy.
Yeah.
Go stream this across all platforms. It's everywhere. Raven Roses.
Raven Roses.
Congratulations. And please don't keep us waiting for another 3 years.
I got you.
Before we get the
Don't
next
worry.
one. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank
We're going to
you.
take a break. I'll be right back. Please stay with us.